Commander Jun Kim looked out at the blue and green planet through her ship window. Earth was small, but full of life. The humans who lived there did not know that aliens were watching them. Jun's people, the Galactic Coalition, had been studying Earth for 3 months now. "Commander, your ground team is ready," said Lieutenant Da through her communicator. "I'll be here soon," Jun replied. She put on her Earth clothes. The Coalition had learned how to look like humans. Their technology could change their purple skin to human colors and hide their extra fingers. No human would know they were aliens. Jun met her team at the transport bay. 5 soldiers stood ready for another day of watching humans. "Remember," Jun said to them, "we are here to study only. Do not talk to humans. Do not touch their things. Just watch and report." The team nodded. They had heard this many times. Their ship was hidden in the mountains. The transport beam took them to a small town called Pine Creek. Today they would study how humans lived in less crowded places. Jun walked through the town with her team. They looked like regular humans taking a hike. The Coalition leaders thought humans were simple creatures, not worth talking to. Just study them and leave. But Jun found Earth interesting. Humans made music. They painted pictures. They had so many different languages. They were not as simple as her leaders thought. "Split up," Jun told her team. "Meet back here in 3 hours." Jun walked alone down a dirt road. The air smelled fresh. Birds sang in the trees. Earth was so different from her home planet with its metal cities and controlled weather. Then she heard a sound, a small cry. She followed it to a ditch beside the road. There, wet and muddy, was a small animal. Jun had studied Earth animals. This was a dog, a puppy, very young. It was brown with big eyes and floppy ears. The puppy cried again. It was hurt. Its leg looked wrong. Jun knew the rules. No contact with Earth life. No bringing Earth things to the ship. Just watch and report. But the puppy looked at her with sad eyes. It tried to move toward her but fell. "No one would leave one of our young alone," Jun whispered. She looked around. No houses were near. No humans to help the puppy. She made her decision quickly. Jun picked up the small animal. It was so light, so fragile. It stopped crying and licked her hand. Something strange happened inside Jun's chest. A warm feeling. On her planet, animals were not pets. They were not companions. But this small creature trusted her right away. "You're coming with me," she said, "but this will be our secret." Jun opened her pack and gently placed the puppy inside, leaving room for it to breathe. The rules were clear about not taking Earth life, but she could not leave this small animal to die. When she met her team later, no one noticed the extra weight in her pack. No one heard the small sounds. Back on the ship, Jun hurried to her private quarters. She set the puppy on her bed. "Computer, scan this Earth animal. Tell me how to help it." The ship's computer showed her how to set the puppy's broken leg and clean its fur. Jun worked carefully. The puppy stayed still, as if it knew she was helping. When she finished, the puppy curled up and slept on her pillow. "I should name you," Jun said quietly. "I'll call you Bomi. It means spring in an Earth language." As Bomi slept, Jun knew she had broken a serious rule. If Admiral Han found out, she could lose her rank. But looking at the small animal breathing softly on her bed, she didn't care. What Jun didn't know was that this small act would change everything. For her, for the Coalition, and for Earth. Jun woke to something warm and wet on her face. Bomi was licking her cheek. The puppy's leg was still wrapped, but he moved around better now. "You're feeling good today," Jun said with a smile. She had never smiled much before coming to Earth. A loud beep came from her door. Jun quickly picked up Bomi and put him in the bathroom. "Stay quiet," she whispered, then closed the door. When Jun opened her main door, Lieutenant Da stood there with a serious face. "Commander, Admiral Han wants to see all team leaders right now," Da said. His eyes moved past her, looking into her room. "Is something wrong, Lieutenant?" Joan asked. "No, Commander. I thought I heard." Da paused. "A strange sound. The ship makes many sounds," Joan said. "I'll go see the Admiral now." After Day left, Joan hurried to the bathroom. Bomi wagged his tail when he saw her. "I need to go," she told the puppy. "You must stay quiet." June put out water and some meat she had saved from her meal. She hoped it would be okay for a dog to eat. In the meeting room, Admiral Han looked angry. His tall body seemed even taller when he was upset. "Our sensors picked up unknown life forms on the ship," he said. "This is very serious. Earth life must not come onto our ships." Joan tried to keep her face calm. Had the sensors found Bomi? "We must check all parts of the ship," Admiral Han continued. "If anyone knows anything about this, speak now." No one spoke. June stayed silent too. "Dismissed," the Admiral said finally. "But be alert." June rushed back to her room. When she opened the door, she gasped. Her room was a mess. Bomi had somehow opened the bathroom door. Papers were torn. Her bed was dirty. "Bomi," she whispered loudly. The puppy ran to her, happy to see her. He didn't understand he had done something wrong. June cleaned quickly. She needed to hide Bomi better, but where? The ship had sensors everywhere. Then she remembered the old storage room near the engine. The sensors there didn't work well because of the engine noise. It was perfect. That night, June sneaked Bomi to the storage room. She made a small bed for him and brought food and water. "I'll come see you when I can," she promised. The next day, Engineer Ta called June to the engine room. "Commander, you need to see this," Ta said. June's heart beat fast. Had he found Bomi? But when she arrived, Ta pointed to a small crack in an engine pipe. "Our sensors didn't catch this," he said. "It could have caused a big problem. I only found it because I heard a strange noise and came to check." June looked around. In the corner of the room, partly hidden behind boxes, was Bomi. The puppy was staring at the broken pipe and making a low sound. "What is that?" Tai asked, finally seeing Bomi. June knew she couldn't lie anymore. "It's a dog. An earth animal. I found him hurt and brought him here." She waited for Tai to report her. Instead, he walked to Bomi and looked closely at him. "This animal knew the pipe was broken before our sensors did?" Tai asked. "I think so," Jun said, surprised. Tai thought for a moment. "This is interesting. Very interesting." He looked at June. "I won't tell Admiral Han. Not yet. I want to study this Earth creature first." June felt relief. She wasn't alone with her secret now. "Thank you," she said. "Don't thank me," Tai replied. "This dog might have just saved the ship from a serious problem. I think we might need him." As they spoke, Bomi wagged his tail and barked once, as if he understood every word they said. 1 week passed. Bomi stayed in Ta's workshop near the engine room. The engineer made tests to learn why the dog could find problems their machines could not. "His ears hear things our sensors miss," Ta told June. "And his nose. It can smell tiny changes in the air." June visited Bomi every day. The puppy grew stronger. His leg was almost healed. More crew members now knew about Bomi. They came to see the Earth animal when they had free time. Even some who first thought keeping the dog was wrong changed their minds when they met him. Only Lieutenant Day still seemed unhappy. He watched June closely and asked many questions about where she went after her work hours. One day, alarms screamed through the ship. Red lights flashed. "All crew to battle stations." Admiral Han's voice came through the speakers. "Enemy ships approaching." June ran to the command center. On the big screen, she saw 5 ships moving toward them. They were Novan Empire ships. The Novans were the Coalition's worst enemy. "They found us," Admiral Han said. His face was grim. "They must have followed one of our teams back from Earth." The first blast hit the ship hard. Everyone grabbed something to stay standing. Shields at 80%, someone called out. Return fire, Admiral Han ordered. The battle was fierce. The Stellar Dawn fought well, but they were one ship against 5. Another blast rocked the ship. The lights went out, then came back dimmer. Shields at 40%, a crew member reported. We have damage on levels 3 and 4. Commander Kim, Admiral Han said to June. Take a team to level 4. Check for injured crew. June nodded and left with 3 others. They found 2 injured people and helped them to the medical bay. Then another hit came. This one was stronger than the others. June fell against a wall. When she got up, she saw that part of the ceiling had crashed down. The way back was blocked. We're cut off, one of her team said. June tried her communicator. Command Center, we're trapped on level 4. Section B is blocked. Only static answered. The communicators were down. We need to find another way out, June said. They walked through the damaged hall, looking for a clear path. Smoke made it hard to see. Then June heard a bark, a familiar bark. Bomi, she called. The small brown dog appeared through the smoke. He barked again and turned around, then looked back at them. I think he wants us to follow him, June said. Her team looked doubtful, but they had no better ideas. They followed Bomi through the smoke. The dog led them to a small service tunnel June had not seen. It was just big enough for people to crawl through. Bomi went first. The team followed. The tunnel took them to a safe part of the ship. When they reached the command center, June saw the battle was still going badly. Sir, she said to Admiral Han, we need to move the ship behind that moon. She pointed to a small moon on the screen. The enemy sensors can't work well through the mineral deposits there. How do you know that? Admiral Han asked. Before June could answer, more blasts hit the ship. Shields at 15%, someone called. One more hit and they're gone. Do as she says, Admiral Han ordered. Move behind the moon. The ship turned and flew quickly to the moon. The enemy fire stopped hitting them. Admiral Han looked at June with narrow eyes. Now, Commander, explain how you knew about the minerals in that moon. Before June could speak, Bomi ran into the command center. Everyone turned to look at the small earth animal. What is that? Admiral Han asked in a cold voice. Now there was no more hiding. June would have to tell the whole truth. The command center was quiet. Everyone looked at Bomi, then at Admiral Han, then at June. I can explain, sir, June said. Her voice was steady even though she felt afraid. Admiral Han raised his hand to stop her. First, let's finish this battle. He turned to the crew. Are the enemy ships still looking for us? Yes, sir, a crew member said. They're scanning the area, but they haven't found us yet. Good. Prepare all weapons. When I give the order, come out from behind the moon and fire at all ships. The crew moved quickly to follow his orders. Admiral Han looked at June again. Now, Commander, what is this Earth creature doing on my ship? June told him everything. How she found Bomi hurt on Earth. How she brought him to the ship. How he found the broken pipe before their sensors did. And just now, she finished. He found us in the smoke and led us to safety. Admiral Han listened without speaking. His face showed no feelings. When June finished, Ta stepped forward. Sir, this dog has abilities our technology doesn't. He can hear things our sensors miss. He can smell tiny changes in the air. He seems to know when people need help. Sir, we're ready to attack, a crew member called out. Execute the plan, Admiral Han ordered. The Stellar Dawn moved out from behind the moon and fired at all 5 enemy ships at once. The surprise attack worked. 2 enemy ships were badly damaged. The others turned and fled. Follow them, Admiral Han said. I want to know where they go. Then he turned back to June and Bomi. The dog sat calmly by her feet. I should punish you for breaking our rules, Commander, Admiral Han said. But this creature helped save my ship. He paused. I want to know more about these dogs and why they can do things our advanced technology cannot. 3 days later, June found herself back on Earth with a small team. This time, their mission was different. They were to learn all they could about Earth dogs. They found a university where humans studied animals. Using their disguises, they met with Professor Song, a human who knew more about dogs than anyone else. Dogs and humans have lived together for thousands of years, Professor Song told them. She thought they were just students interested in animals. Dogs evolved to understand us. They can read our faces, our body movements, even small changes in how we smell. How is that possible? June asked. It's a partnership, Professor Song explained. We help dogs survive, and they helped us hunt and stay safe. Over time, their brains changed. They developed special skills to understand humans. June thought about how Bomi seemed to know the crew needed help during the attack. Can dogs sense when humans are in danger? She asked. Absolutely, Professor Song said. Dogs can smell fear. They can hear changes in our breathing and heartbeat. Some can even sense when humans are sick before doctors know. The team recorded everything Professor Song said. This was important information for the coalition. That night, back on the ship, Jun reported to Admiral Han. These Earth animals evolved alongside humans, she explained. They have a special connection we didn't understand before. Admiral Han thought for a long time. Then he made a decision that would change everything. Commander Kim, I'm giving you a new assignment, he said. I want you to bring more of these dogs to our ship. Train them to help us. If one dog can do so much, imagine what we could do with more. Jun was surprised. But sir, our rules about Earth life. The rules have changed, Admiral Han said firmly. The Novan Empire is growing stronger. We need every advantage. These Earth creatures may be primitive, but they have abilities we need. As June left to start her new mission, Bomi followed close behind her. The small dog from Earth was about to become the first of many to join the stars. 6 months passed. In a large room on the Stellar Dawn, 20 dogs of different sizes and colors trained with coalition crew members. June watched from above as Tai tested a new device. This collar helps us understand what the dogs are trying to tell us, Tai explained. He put the small metal band around a black dog's neck. It reads their body signals and translates them into data we can use. June nodded. Good work, Tai. Admiral Han had named this new program Project Companion. June was in charge. Her job was to find the best ways to use dogs in their fight against the Novan Empire. Bomi was always by June's side. He was bigger now, no longer a puppy. The crew loved him. Even those who were unsure about bringing more Earth animals to the ship changed their minds when they saw what the dogs could do. Commander Kim, a voice called. June turned to see Colonel Jin walking toward her. Jin was tall with a sharp face. He did not like Project Companion. Colonel, June greeted him. Have you come to see our progress? I've come to tell you the High Command has questions about this project, Jin said. His voice was cold. Using primitive Earth creatures in our advanced military seems foolish. The dogs have already helped us find 3 hidden Novan spy ships, Jun said. They can detect things our best technology misses. Jin looked at the dogs with narrow eyes. Animals cannot be trusted in war. They are unpredictable. They cannot understand our mission. Before June could answer, alarms sounded. Red lights flashed. All senior officers to the command center, Admiral Han's voice said over the speakers. In the command center, a large screen showed a coalition station under attack. Novan ships fired at it from all sides. They hit the station 10 minutes ago, Admiral Han said. They have new technology that hides their ships until they are very close. Our sensors couldn't detect them in time. How many people are on that station? June asked. 200, Admiral Han answered. And we've lost contact with them. We don't know how many are still alive. We must send help, someone said. It would take our ships 3 hours to reach them. Admiral Han said. By then it might be too late. June thought quickly. Sir, we have a small fast ship that could get there in 1 hour. It can carry me, 3 crew members, and 6 dogs. Dogs? Jin said with a laugh. What will dogs do against Novan warships? The dogs can find survivors in the damaged station, Jun explained. They can smell people who are trapped, and they might be able to detect the hidden Novan ships. Admiral Han thought for a moment. Go, Commander. Take your team and the dogs. We will send larger ships to follow you. Jin stepped forward. Admiral, I must object. This is not how we fight wars. Your objection is noted, Colonel, Admiral Han said firmly. But we will try Commander Kim's plan. 1 hour later, Jun's small ship arrived at the damaged station. Bomi and 5 other dogs wore special spacesuits made for them. Remember your training, Jun told her team. Follow the dogs. They will find the survivors. Inside the station, the air was thin. Fires burned in some areas. The dogs moved quickly, leading Jun's team through the damage. One by one, they found survivors. Some were hurt. Some were trapped under fallen equipment. The dogs found them all. Meanwhile, on their ship, the dogs' special collars sent data about nearby energy readings. Commander, a crew member called to Jun through her communicator. The dogs' collars are detecting something. 3 Novan ships are still here, hiding nearby. Send the data to Admiral Han, Jun ordered. His ships need to know exactly where to fire when they arrive. As they rescued the last survivors, Jun knew that Project Companion had just proved its worth. The dogs had not only found all the survivors, but had also detected the hidden enemy ships. But she also knew that Colonel Jin would not give up so easily. The fight to keep Project Companion alive was just beginning. News of the successful rescue mission spread fast through the coalition fleet. Jun and her dogs were heroes. More ships asked for dog teams. Project Companion grew bigger. We need to train more handlers, Jun told Admiral Han. They stood in the large room where dogs and crew trained together. Every ship wants their own dogs now. Admiral Han nodded. The High Command is impressed. They've approved 10 more teams. Jun smiled. She had come a long way from hiding Bomi in her room. Now dogs were an official part of the coalition forces. But not everyone was happy. Colonel Jin watched from the doorway, his face dark with anger. Colonel Jin will help oversee the next training exercise, Admiral Han told Jun. He needs to understand how Project Companion works. Jun didn't like this idea, but she couldn't argue with Admiral Han. The next day, Jun prepared for a big test. 6 dog teams would search a damaged ship. It was not a real emergency, just practice. The ship was empty, with fake survivors hidden inside. Each team has 3 hours to find as many survivors as possible, Jun explained to the handlers. The ship's power is off. It will be dark and cold inside, just like a real rescue. Colonel Jin stepped forward. I will set up the test area. Commander Kim, you and your teams wait until I call you. Jun felt worried. Jin should not be alone in the test ship. But Admiral Han had given the order, so she had to agree. An hour later, Jin called them to start. The 6 teams entered the test ship. Jun and Bomi led the first team. Inside, it was very dark. The air felt wrong. Bomi stopped and would not move forward. What's wrong, boy? Jun asked. Bomi never refused to work. Then Jun smelled something strange. Something burning. This wasn't part of the test. All teams, stop. She called into her communicator. Something's wrong. Exit the ship now. But it was too late. A loud boom shook the ship. Fire broke out in 3 places. Smoke filled the halls. It's a trap, someone yelled. The ship is really damaged. Jun tried to lead her team back the way they came, but fallen metal blocked the path. The fire grew bigger. We need to find another way out, she told her team. Follow Bomi. The dogs sniffed the air, then started moving through the smoke. The other teams reported they were also trapped, with fires blocking their exits. Suddenly, part of the ceiling fell. A large piece of metal hit Colonel Jin, who had been following Jun's team. He fell to the floor, trapped under the heavy metal. "Help me," Jin cried. Blood ran from a cut on his head. Jun and her team tried to lift the metal, but it was too heavy. The fire came closer. "We need to go," a team member said. "We can't help him." But Bomi had other ideas. The dog ran to Jin and started barking. Then he pushed his body against the metal, trying to move it. "He wants us to try again," Jun said. Everyone together. They all pushed at once. The metal moved just enough. 2 crew members pulled Jin free. As they carried Jin toward the exit Bomi found for them, the colonel looked at the dog with confusion. "Why did it help me?" Jin asked weakly. "I set the fires. I wanted the project to fail." "Bomi doesn't care about that," Jun said. "Dogs help people in danger. That's what they do." All 6 teams made it out of the burning ship. 3 handlers and 2 dogs were hurt, but everyone survived. Later, in Admiral Han's office, Jin admitted everything. He had set real fires to make Project Companion look bad. "You endangered lives," Admiral Han said angrily. "You will face punishment for this." As guards took Jin away, he looked at Bomi one last time. "The dog saved me even though I tried to hurt it," he said quietly. "I was wrong about them." News of what happened spread through the coalition fleet. Everyone heard how Bomi saved the man who tried to destroy Project Companion. That night, as June sat in her room with Bomi beside her, she got a message from Admiral Han. "The High Command has decided." The message said, "Project Companion will be expanded to all ships in the fleet." June hugged Bomi. The small dog she had rescued had changed the entire coalition military. But bigger challenges were still ahead. 3 months after Colonel Jin's failed sabotage, Project Companion had grown even bigger. Every coalition ship now had at least 1 dog team on board. June traveled between ships, helping train new handlers. One morning, June was called to meet with Admiral Han and other top officers. Their faces were serious. "The Novan Empire is planning something big," Admiral Han said. He pointed to a map showing the Proxima Centauri star system. "Our spies say they are gathering many ships near Proxima. We think they will attack our base there." "How many ships?" someone asked. "At least 50. Admiral Han replied. "More than we have ever faced at once." The room went quiet. The coalition had only 30 ships near Proxima. "They have their new cloaking technology too," another officer said. "Our sensors can't find their ships until they're very close." Admiral Han looked at June. "Commander, can the dogs detect these cloaked ships?" "Yes, sir," June said. "The dogs can sense the energy from the cloaking devices, but they need to be close enough." Admiral Han thought for a moment. "Then we will change our plans. Each ship will have a dog team helping watch for the enemy. Commander Kim, you will coordinate all dog teams from our command ship." 2 days later, the coalition fleet waited near Proxima. Sensors showed no enemy ships, but everyone knew they were coming. June set up a special room on the command ship. 20 dogs with their handlers were there. The dogs wore the special collars Tai had made. These collars sent what the dogs sensed directly to the ship's computers. "Be ready," June told the handlers. "The dogs will know when the Novans arrive, even if our sensors don't." Bomi sat beside June at the main control panel. Though he was no longer the only dog in the fleet, he was still the best at finding hidden ships. Hours passed. The fleet waited. Then Bomi's ears perked up. He looked to the left side of the room and made a low sound. "Bomi senses something," June said into her communicator to Admiral Han. "Left side, about 10 space units away." Other dogs began to react too. Their collars sent data to the computers. On June's screen, red dots appeared where the dogs sensed hidden ships. "Admiral, I'm sending you the locations now," June said. "The Novans are already here. At least 40 ships, all cloaked." On the bridge, Admiral Han looked at the screen showing the dog team's data. He could not see the enemy ships, but he trusted the dogs. All ships, prepare to fire on these coordinates, he ordered. The enemy is here. The coalition ships fired at empty space, at the exact spots where the dogs sensed the hidden Novan ships. Suddenly, explosions lit up the darkness. The invisible ships became visible as their cloaking devices failed. "It's working," someone shouted. The surprise attack caught the Novans off guard. They had expected to attack first. Now they were the ones being hit. But the Novan fleet was still larger. They quickly began to fight back. Laser fire flew in all directions. Ships exploded on both sides. 3 Novan ships are trying to circle behind us, an officer reported. Our sensors can't track them well. In the dog room, Bomi and 2 other dogs suddenly ran to the back wall. They barked and pawed at it. "Admiral, 3 ships are coming around behind the fleet," Jun reported. The dogs sensed them at these coordinates. The battle raged for hours. Without the dogs, the coalition ships would have been destroyed. But with the dogs' help, they knew where every hidden Novan ship was. Finally, the remaining Novan ships turned and fled. The coalition had won the Battle of Proxima. In the command center, cheers erupted. Admiral Han turned to his officers. "Send a message to all ships," he said. "The victory today belongs to Commander Kim and the dogs of Project Companion." When June heard these words, she knelt and hugged Bomi. The dog licked her face, not knowing he had just helped win the biggest battle of the war. News of the victory spread quickly through the coalition. Everyone now knew that Earth dogs had helped defeat the mighty Novan Empire. The animals that many had once called primitive had proven to be the key to victory. And it had all started with one small puppy found in a ditch on a distant planet called Earth. 2 weeks after the victory at Proxima, June stood in a large room on the coalition's main base. Bomi sat beside her. Both wore special clothes for the important event today. Admiral Han walked to the front of the room. Leaders from all parts of the coalition were there. And for the first time, humans were present too. "Today we celebrate a great victory," Admiral Han began. "The Battle of Proxima will be remembered as the day that changed the war, and we could not have won without our Earth companions." June looked at the 5 humans in the room. Professor Song was among them. The humans still did not know the whole truth about the coalition. They thought they were working with a special Earth military group. But today was the first step toward greater honesty between their peoples. "Commander Kim," Admiral Han called. "Please come forward with Bomi." June and Bomi walked to the front of the room. Bomi's steps were proud, as if he knew this day was special. "Commander Kim found an abandoned puppy on Earth," Admiral Han told everyone. "Many thought bringing an Earth animal to our ship was wrong, but that small choice changed everything." Admiral Han held up a shiny medal. "This is the Star of Valor, our highest honor. Today we give it not to a person, but to an Earth dog." He placed the medal on Bomi's collar. The room filled with cheers and applause. Even the humans clapped, though they looked surprised to see a dog receive such an honor. From this day forward, Admiral Han continued, "Dogs will not be called pets in our forces. They are partners. They are fellow soldiers. They have earned their place among the stars." After the ceremony, June introduced Professor Song to Admiral Han. "Your work with the dogs has been excellent," Admiral Han told the professor. "We would like you to help us create a training center on Earth." Professor Song looked surprised. "I thought you only needed a few dogs for special missions. Are you planning something bigger?" "We are," Jun said. "We need hundreds of trained dogs and handlers. The war has changed. And it's not just for war," Admiral Han added. "Dogs can help in many ways. They can find lost people. They can warn about dangers. They can help those who are sick or sad." Professor Song smiled. "I studied dogs for 20 years. I always knew they were special. I'm glad you see it too." Later that day, Admiral Han called June to a private meeting. What he said shocked her. The High Command wants to tell humans the truth about us, he said. Not all humans, not yet, but scientists like Professor Song should know who we really are. Are you sure that's wise, sir? Joan asked. We've learned that humans are not the simple creatures we thought they were, Admiral Han said. Their partnership with dogs shows they understand something we forgot, that different species can help each other. We need that knowledge. The next day, in a small room, June and Admiral Han showed their true forms to Professor Song and two other scientists. They removed their human disguises and stood as they really were, tall beings with purple skin and 6 fingers on each hand. The humans were shocked at first. Professor Song dropped her tablet, but she did not run away. You're not from Earth, she said slowly. No, Jun replied. We come from a planet many light years away. We are the Galactic Coalition. Why show yourselves now? Professor Song asked. Because of the dogs, Admiral Han explained. Because they trusted you, and you trusted them. We want to learn from that trust. Bomi, who had been watching quietly, walked to Professor Song and put his head against her hand. The simple gesture seemed to calm her. Dogs don't care what you look like, she said, petting Bomi. They care how you treat them. Maybe humans and aliens can learn from that. As the humans and coalition members began to talk, Jun watched with pride. The small puppy she had rescued had not just changed the war. He had changed how two very different peoples saw each other. A new future was beginning, all because she had adopted an Earth pet. 5 years passed. The war with the Novan Empire was over. Peace had come at last. Admiral Jun Kim stood on a green hill in the Coalition's new Earth base. Below her, humans and Coalition members worked side by side. Some had dogs with them. The training center that started with Bomi had grown into something much bigger. Admiral Kim, a young voice called. June turned to see Cadet Sue walking up the hill. Beside her was a young golden dog. Cadet, June greeted her. How is your training going? Very well, Admiral, Sue said. Luna and I passed all our tests yesterday. June smiled. Sue was one of the first coalition cadets born after the war. She had never known a time when dogs were not part of their forces. Luna seems like a good partner, June said. The best, Sue agreed. She learned the rescue signals faster than I did. June laughed. Then she felt something warm press against her leg. She looked down to see Bomi. Her first Earth friend was old now. His face had turned white, and he moved slowly. But his eyes were still bright, and his tail still wagged when he saw her. Is that really him? Sue asked with wide eyes. The first dog, the one who changed everything. Yes, Jum said, petting Bomi's head. This is Bomi. Sue knelt down. All cadets learn about him. He's a legend. She looked up at June. And about you, Admiral, how you broke the rules to save him. Sometimes breaking a rule is the right thing to do, June said. But don't tell the other cadets I said that. They both laughed. Later that day, June met with Professor Song in the science building. The professor was older now too, but still full of energy. Our new research is amazing, Professor Song told her. We found that dogs can help people with heart problems. They can sense when something is wrong before any machine can. Just like they found the hidden Novan ships, Jun said. Exactly. Professor Song nodded. And it's not just dogs. We're starting to work with other Earth animals too. Cats, birds, even dolphins. They all have special abilities we're just beginning to understand. June looked at the pictures on the wall. They showed the growth of what was now called the Interspecies Cooperation Division. What started with one small dog had become the Coalition's most important new program. I never expected any of this when I found Bomi, Jun said. The best discoveries often happen by accident, Professor Song replied. You followed your heart instead of the rules. That changed everything. That evening, June stood with Admiral Han, watching the sunset. He would retire soon, leaving her in charge of all Earth operations. "Do you ever think about what would have happened if you hadn't found that puppy?" Admiral Han asked. "We might have lost the war," Jun said. "The Novans' hidden ships were winning until the dogs helped us find them." "It's more than that," Admiral Han said. "Before the dogs, we thought humans were simple beings with nothing to teach us. We were wrong." Jun nodded. The Coalition had learned that their advanced technology wasn't always better than the natural abilities Earth had developed over millions of years. As night fell, Jun walked back to her quarters. Bomi followed slowly beside her. In the distance, she could see new cadets with their dogs, training for missions that would take them to the stars. Some of the dogs would help find people lost in space. Some would detect problems in ships before they became dangerous. Some would comfort those who were hurt or afraid. All would be treated as valued partners, not just pets. June thought about the scared puppy she had found in a ditch years ago. One small act of kindness had changed not just her life, but the future of 2 entire species. As she watched the stars appear in the sky, Bomi pressed against her leg one more time. She knelt and hugged him gently. "Thank you, old friend," she whispered. "You showed us all a better way." The Coalition had come to Earth looking for resources and information. Instead, they had found something much more valuable: the power of friendship across the stars. And it all began because she adopted an Earth pet.